What is up, everybody? Welcome back to night 9 of Ace's Thrills and Chills movie reviews, where I, Ace, talk about the movies that I am watching all spooky season long here, October 2025. And hoo-wee boy, it feels like it's been a hot minute since I've watched these movies, to be honest with you. It's once a year, but it feels like it's been a while because there's been a bunch of things throughout all three of them that have jumped out to me where I'm like, what is going on? Not so much like that, but for the effect, what is going on? But here, in this video, you're going to like and you're going to subscribe, you're going to comment down below on anything you want, preferably these movies or horror movies adjacent. But here we are going to talk about a trilogy of movies. This is Night 9, but like a part 1 of a Rob Zombie movie marathon. That's right. I figured since I have all of Rob Zombie movies that I own, even though that's incorrect grammar, I still caught myself, because I don't own El Bisto. I don't really consider that a horror movie. That's more of like a cartoon animated short thing. And then, or El Super Bisto. And then Lords of Salem, I do not have that movie. And I've never even seen the movie, to be honest with you. But I believe I own all of Rob Zombie's other films. And this is going to be the start of his start, which is going to be with the Firefly Trilogy. Now, at the time, this was not a thing. It was simply House of a Thousand Corpses. Now, I'm going to talk, if you've watched any of my spooky season reviews, I'm going to talk a little bit about each movie, but I'm going to talk more in depth about one particular movie. And the one particular movie I'm going to talk about is everybody's favorite, and it's my favorite too, and that is The Devil's Rejects. It's the best one out of all three of them, honestly, and we're going to talk about it. But right now, let's go through House of a Thousand Corpses real quick. This is a pretty fun movie. Rob Zombie movies, first and foremost, are not for everybody. He has a special kind of flavor, and if you don't like raunchy, disgusting dialogue in a even raunchier and disgusting movie, don't check these out. I don't want to turn you away from horror movies. I don't want to turn you away from anything that I like just because it's not for you. But these movies are not for everyone. I have to preface that. They are literally, I mean, look at the cover of that. I mean, it's just we get into it hard. Get into it real hard with these movies. But this centers around just a group of people traveling through. I think they do a podcast, and they run across a sideshow attraction, which is Captain Spaulding, the iconic character, which you will see he's like Rob Zombie's poster child, is Captain Spaulding. And they get led down a deep, dark, scary path of no return. This is Rob Zombie's feature-length debut film, House of a Thousand Corpses. I cannot talk about his movies without at least mentioning the very first one, but we are going to be talking about the trilogy of them. Up next, I don't know what date in years these came out. I'm not that much of a movie enthusiast and buff, I guess. I don't know. But this is the second one. It is The Devil's Rejects. This is everyone in the world's favorite Rob Zombie movie. They can say it's got the best dialogue, it's got the best acting, it's the best this and the best that. And it's all true. And we're going to talk about this one in full, so we're going to skip it right now. And then we wrap it off with only a handful of years ago, he ended the trilogy with Three from Hell. It's questionable of this. All right, would this movie hold its own merit by itself if it was not part of a trilogy? Especially if it was part of if it was the third part of that trilogy, the ending. Does this movie hold up because it's part of the trilogy, because it's the ending? Unfortunately for me, this is one of my least favorite Rob Zombie movies, without a doubt, because of those factors. To me, this movie might hold its own weight if it was by itself, just called Three from Hell, and it was these three characters. But if the Devil's Rejects already existed, then this would just feel derivative, which it does. It's nobody's fault other than just bad timing. Unfortunately, one of the actors in real life passed away, so they were very limited on his role in this. But to me, it is not a satisfying conclusion. Let's just be honest, shall we? But yeah, you've got... Oh, it's pretty dark. Where are we here? Can you see him? There you go. But yeah, 3 from Hell. It's an alright flick. But I don't know why I got that close with the camera. I just felt like that was a little fun thing to do. My ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about this one right here, The Devil's Rejects.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
So yeah, this movie is something else. It's all the same characters from the previous movie, House of a Thousand Corpses, but it continues and it grows and it expands on what those characters were or who they were in the previous movie. It gives them a lot more depth. Like in the first one, it's literally just go, 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 go. There's no real time of like what, why, and it is. In this other one, Rob Zombie expands his writing. I don't know how else to explain it. He expands his writing to give way better dialogue to where there's actual scenes of just talking and you can be invested to where it's not just like, what the hell? Yeah, there is some of that in there. He does have a lot of that weird shit in there. But how do I want to go about this? I don't want to spoil the first or the third, but I am going to spoil the second. In the first, there is a character that comes to a pretty grisly death. And in this one, it picks up with his brother seeking revenge and looking for the Firefly family. And he does do that, taking out a couple of members of the family at first. And then it's literally just a pursuit of these individuals hunting down the Firefly family. I will not say that right at all during this video. You've got Baby Doll, Otis, Driftwood, and then there is Captain Spaulding, which is an interesting thing because in House of a Thousand Corpses, Captain Spaulding is shown to be this character that has nothing to do with the Firefly family. He's just an outside entity that just happens to exist in the same world. And even on the replay back of the first one, it doesn't feel like he would. It's an odd thing, but I understand why Rob Zombie did it. The actor Sid Haig is phenomenal as Captain Spaulding in all 3 movies. He is absolutely phenomenal. And so you've got the pursuit of them and the Firefly family. They're out on the run, and they come across a family that are in like a hotel room, and they basically kidnap them and torture them and just mutilate them in just awful ways. Some pretty great scenes are in there where you've got the main character, which is I consider him the main character, William Forsythe, who plays, I believe his name is John Wydell. I really enjoy William Forsythe in almost every movie he's in, whether it's like, I think it's Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence, where it's more of a comedic role, where he's just got a side role in the movie The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. I just think William Forsythe is a very great actor and just gives it all. And he was in, I'm going to go off here now, he was in Daredevil. No. Punisher. Punisher season 2, right? No, it was Daredevil. I think it was Daredevil season 3, actually. Someone correct me in the comments. But he was in Daredevil as the Kingpin when they were in prison. He's the guy that Wilson Fisk had to knock off. Very cool. And then a personal little thing. Well, I'll wait till we get to the Halloween franchise from Rob Zombie. But I don't remember where the hell I left off. They're torturing this family, what have you. William Forsythe's character is hunting him down. Oh, there's a great scene with him and this other actor, and they're talking about like old school movies and like the Groucho Brothers, and I still couldn't figure out what the point of the scene was after watching it 100 times, but I enjoy it. For whatever reason, Rob Zombie found a scene that I was like, this has nothing to do with the real overall movie, but I'm engulfed, and I'd like to see more of this. It's silly, stupid stuff, but it's very entertaining to me. But you get it. It's a spread out 2-hour movie of just these people getting tortured and William Forsythe's character hunting them down. You eventually get Danny Trejo's character is introduced in this, and he is a bounty hunter along with, and he's hard to recognize because he's all dirtied up, but it's him, it's DDP. Very cool. Diamond Dallas Page, wrestling icon, WCW World Heavyweight Champion, DDP Yoga, Hall of Famer. So it's always been exciting to see DDP in a movie like that. He gets a little fun little screen time. And who else is in it that we can talk about? Baby Doll is played by Rob Zombie's wife, Sherry Moon Zombie. She's in every one of his films. Sid Haig, great actor. At least from what I've seen in these movies, I really enjoy him. And then you got Bill Moseley. Now, I know a lot of people probably, who the heck is that? Bill Moseley's most famous for, obviously, this character, in my opinion, of Otis. But he was was it Crop Top? Chop Shop? Maybe that's what it was. I can't remember what his name was. But he was in the second Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and he's all freaking weird, and he's got this big metal plate in his head, and he's always scratching at it with a metal coat hanger. So he's definitely in the horror movie community. So it's just very cool. But I'm gonna spoil it. But it all results in the two bounty hunters and Sheriff Wydell. There you go. I spoiled that a little bit. He's a cop. Sheriff Wydell hunting these three down and absolutely just beating the bricks off of them before, unfortunately, their untimely escape. There is another family member that Officer Wydell did not realize, and he comes in at the very last minute, which does not feel shoehorned because this is a character that was in the first movie. So it almost feels like, oh, wow, we as the viewers forgot about him. And very well done, in my opinion, by Rob Zombie. I really liked how they did that. And it shows the three of them getting away, which is pretty crazy. But the very, very end of the movie is one of cinema's greatest shots ever filmed, in my opinion. It's one of the best shots ever filmed for a movie. And it is, I wish I could show it, but I don't want to get, a copyright. But it is all three of them. I think they're in like a Cadillac or something like that. They're all beat up, all bloody, all bruising, and they're just driving down the road in the desert. I think they're trying to get to Mexico because in Three from Hell, that is kind of what happens. Kind of. But they're stopped by like an armada of police officers, and they realize this is it. And the song that Rob Zombie picks, you can argue his music choice is a very strange palette across all three of these films. But the song he picks here is absolutely nail in the coffin perfect. He picks Freebird by Leonard Skinner, and it fits. It's beautiful. You almost feel for the bad guys in a moment of like, it's because of the song. Okay? Now, that's how the movie ends. The movie ends with them going out in a blaze of glory, a gun battle, of them just charging in the car. It's gorgeous. It's one of the most cinematic things I've ever seen. I absolutely adore that shot, that whole scene. The downside, though, is when you get to Three from Hell and you see, okay, that's how that went, and then you see how that one ends, and it's like, I kind of feel like you should have just ended it with The Devil's Rejects, because it was cinematically wonderful. The budget for The Devil's Rejects is the best one out of all three of them. And I even thought this when I was watching Three from Hell. it feels more like a Shudder original movie. Nothing against Shudder, but it doesn't feel like this was really in theaters. Like this was really in theaters. Now, Rob Zombie has a few of his movies that feel that way. I think one of them is intentional, but this one just does not feel... You could skip this one. You could honestly skip the third one and it have no bearing or anything like that on the first two movies. You could honestly skip the first one and just watch Devil's Rejects on its own, but I do think A House of a Thousand Corpses is fun and it's worth it because it's just as grimy and gnarly. Three from Hell, it does go there to the griminess, but it's not nearly as like deprived as the first two, which maybe is a good thing for some people. I don't know. As a third movie, as the final one in it, I expect more, not less. And that's for everything. And that I think I'll talk about the Resident Evil franchise at some point. And that's a really big criminal offense in my opinion. But other than that, that is it, folks, from your dude over here at Ace's Place 22. I hope everybody is enjoying their spooky season. This upcoming weekend, I want to do videos that do not partake specifically with movies or toys. I'm going to try to do like a pumpkin carving with my daughter, go out on the nature trail, like walk and just have like a creepy good time, and anything else we can really think of. But this video will be up on the before I have a live. So I do a live on Fridays, Ace in the Hole variety show at 6 p.m. Check that out. I'm going to talk about these movies, previous movies I've watched, movies I'm going to watch, new toys, old toys, and everything in between. So, if you like this, you know what to do. And until then, we'll see you guys in the next one. Where's the button? I can't see it. Ah!